Assassination of John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States, was assassinated on Friday, November 22, 1963, at 12:30 p.m. CST in Dallas, Texas, while riding in a presidential motorcade through Dealey Plaza. Kennedy was in the vehicle with his wife Jacqueline, Texas Governor John Connally, and Connally's wife Nellie when he was fatally shot from the nearby Texas School Book Depository by Lee Harvey Oswald. Governor Connally was seriously wounded in the attack. The motorcade was rushed to Parkland Memorial Hospital, where Kennedy was pronounced dead about 30 minutes after the shooting. Connally recovered. Oswald, a former U.S. Marine, was arrested by the Dallas Police Department 70 minutes after the initial shooting. He was charged under Texas state law with the murder of Kennedy and that of J.D. Tippit. A Dallas police officer. At 11:21 a.m. November 24, 1963, as live television cameras were covering his transfer from the city jail to the county jail, Oswald was fatally shot in the basement of Dallas Police Headquarters, then in the Dallas Municipal Building, by Dallas nightclub operator Jack Ruby.
Hadouken!
Ow! Jack Ruby. Like Kennedy, Oswald was also taken to Parkland Memorial Hospital, where he soon died. Ruby was convicted of Oswald's murder, though it was later overturned on appeal, and Ruby died in prison in 1967 while awaiting a new trial. After a 10-month investigation, the Warren Commission concluded that Oswald assassinated Kennedy, that Oswald had acted entirely alone, and that Ruby had acted alone in killing Oswald. Kennedy was the 8th and most recent U.S. president to die in office, and the 4th, following Lincoln, Garfield, and McKinley, to be assassinated. Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson automatically became president upon Kennedy's death. In its 1979 report, the United States House Select Committee on Assassinations, HSCA, agreed with the Warren Commission that Oswald's 3 rifle shots caused the injuries that Kennedy and Connally sustained. After analysis of a dictabelt audio recording, the HSCA concluded that Kennedy was likely assassinated as a result of a conspiracy. The committee could not identify a second gunman or group involved in the possible conspiracy, although the HSCA concluded that analysis pointed to the existence of an additional gunshot and a high probability that 2 gunmen fired at the president. The U.S. Justice Department concluded active investigations and stated that no persuasive evidence can be identified to support the theory of a conspiracy in the assassination. However, Kennedy's assassination is still the subject of widespread debate and has spawned numerous conspiracy theories and alternative scenarios. Polls conducted from 1966 to 2004 found that up to 80% of Americans suspected that there was a plot or cover-up. The assassination was the first of 4 major assassinations of the 1960s in the United States, coming 2 years before the assassination of Malcolm X in 1965, and 5 years before the assassinations of Martin Luther King Jr. and Robert F. Kennedy in 1968. Background: Kennedy traveled to Texas to smooth over frictions in the Democratic Party between liberals Ralph Yarborough, Don Yarborough, and conservative Texas Governor John Connally. The visit was first agreed upon by Kennedy, Texas native Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson, and Connally during a meeting in El Paso in June. Kennedy had 3 basic goals in mind: to help raise more Democratic Party presidential campaign fund contributions, to begin his quest for re-election in November 1964, and to help make political amends among several leading Texas Democratic Party members who appeared to be fighting amongst themselves. The trip was announced in September 1963. The motorcade route was finalized on November 18 and announced soon after. Route to Dealey Plaza. Kennedy's itinerary called for him to arrive at Dallas Love Field via short flight from Carswell Air Force Base in Fort Worth. The motorcade route through Dallas, with Kennedy, Connally, and their wives together in a single limousine, and Johnson and his wife 2 cars behind, was intended to give Kennedy maximum exposure to local crowds before his arrival for a luncheon at Dallas Market Center, where he would meet with civic and business leaders. Kenneth O'Donnell, Kennedy's friend and appointments secretary, had selected the Trade Mart, one of the buildings of Dallas Market Center, as the destination for the motorcade and location of the luncheon. Leaving from Dallas Love Field, the motorcade had been allotted 45 minutes to reach the Trade Mart at a planned arrival time of 12:15 p.m. The itinerary was designed to serve as a meandering 10-mile, 16-kilometer, route between the two places, and the motorcade vehicles could be driven slowly within the allotted time. Special Agent Winston G. Lawson, a member of the White House detail who acted as the advanced Secret Service agent, and Secret Service Agent Forrest V. Sorrells, special agent in charge of the Dallas office, were the most active in planning the actual motorcade route. On November 14, both men attended a meeting at Love Field and drove over the route that Sorrells believed was best suited for the motorcade. From Love Field, the route passed through a suburban section of Dallas, through downtown along Main Street, a right turn on N. Houston Street for 1 block, a left turn on Elm Street passing through Dealey Plaza, and down a short segment of the Stemmons Freeway to the Trade Mart. Kennedy had planned to return to Love Field to leave for a fundraising dinner in Austin later that day. For the return trip, the agents selected a more direct route that was about 4 miles, 6.4 kilometers. Some of this route would be used after the assassination. The planned route to the Trade Mart was widely reported in Dallas newspapers several days before the event, for the benefit of people who wished to view the motorcade. To pass through downtown Dallas, a route west along Main Street, rather than Elm Street, 1 block to the north, was chosen, since this was the traditional parade route and provided the maximal building and crowd views. The Main Street section of the route prevented a direct turn onto the Fort Worth Turnpike exit, which served also as the Stemmons Freeway exit, which was the route to the Trade Mart, as this exit was only accessible from Elm Street. Therefore, the planned motorcade route included a short 1-block turn at the end of the downtown segment of Main Street, onto Houston Street for 1 block northward, before turning again west onto Elm. That way they could proceed through Dealey Plaza before exiting Elm onto the Stemmons Freeway. The Texas School Book Depository was, and still is, situated at the northwest corner of the Houston and Elm Street intersection. The Dallas motorcade used 3 vehicles for Secret Service and police protection. The first car, an unmarked white Ford hardtop, carried Dallas Police Chief Jesse Curry, Secret Service Agent Win Lawson, Sheriff Bill Decker, and Dallas Field Agent Forrest Sorrells. The second car, a 1961 Lincoln Continental convertible, was occupied by driver agent Bill Greer, SAIC Roy Kellerman, Governor John Connally, Nellie Connally, President Kennedy, and Jackie Kennedy. The third car, a 1955 Cadillac convertible codenamed Halfback, contained driver agent Sam Kinney, AT's Emery Roberts, presidential aides Ken O'Donnell and Dave Powers, driver agent George Hickey.